over at the US Midway in San Diego. Joining me right now is director Roland Emmerich, who's here to talk about his upcoming film, Midway. Hey, Mr. Roland, how are you doing today?
I'm very good this morning.
Welcome to San Diego.
Yes, it was a busy drive down here.
Oh yeah, traffic can be a little bit crazier.
Forever.
It's a little bit cold too.
Yeah.
So, for the past 2 decades, you've been wanting to make this film, Midway. What inspired you to direct, and what was the reason why you wanted to bring this particular film in the big screen?
Well, it's like kind of the biggest comeback story of World War II.
Yeah.
Because it starts, with like kind of the attack on Pearl Harbor, and a lot of people lost a lot of friends and family,
Yeah.
and so and out of that, came this like kind of push to kind of change the course of the war, and the Americans were really the underdogs
Yeah.
in this kind of fight, and it's amazing actually to tell the story of these young men. How they managed to kind of defeat, in actually the biggest battle of the World War II,
Yeah.
Navy battle, to kind of turn the war.
Yeah. I actually saw the movie a couple days ago in San Diego premiere. What kind of research did you go into the process of it? Did you actually talk to World War II historians or Pearl
Yes,
Harbor
we did
survivors?
everything. We did
Yeah.
everything. We like kind of read every book there is to read. Watched a lot of documentaries about what happened then, and and then naturally we got a lot of support from the Navy. And everybody could constantly call them up and ask questions. So this was very important. And then we had on the set always military, like historians with us.
Yeah. You also directed one of our favorite films, Independence Day. How do you compare the scope of that project to this project in the filmmaking process?
Well, it's like kind of 20 years or more than 20 years now since I did Independence Day. A lot has happened, especially in visual effects. Yes, technology. And I actually wanted to make Midway like kind of 20 years ago. But at that time I had just signed a huge deal with Columbia TriStar. And when I learned, how expensive this movie then would have been,
Yeah.
and maybe people don't know that, but that's now like Sony Pictures, and they were then already like had like bought that studio, and they just didn't want to go for it to make like a movie that expensive for about a battle where they lost.
Yeah.
But it's good that I do the movie now because the technology is so much better.
Oh, yeah.
And then also, I think it's good to remind people today, in like the rising nationalism and a totally divided America, what like a united America could do, can do, and how at that time like people fought for freedom against fascism. And you know what? It's like we always like kind of think, oh, this could never ever happen again, but it could.
Oh, yeah.
And it's good to remind also young people that like kind of people their age, put their life on the line,
Yeah.
Fighting for democracy.
Absolutely. There's so much history to soak up in this storyline. What do you want the audience to get from this message, especially the younger generation when it comes to Pearl Harbor and World War II stories?
I think it's like kind of just to educate them, about first I want to entertain them because I think it's a relatively entertaining movie with some incredible flying scenes, but it's also like kind of to educate them what happened there, because a lot of people know the word Midway, but they don't know what exactly went down, and that's why we also like kind of describe not only the battle, we try to describe the whole 6 months leading up to the battle. And that's like kind of the main purpose.
You're such a huge fan of historical films. Is there any other projects that you hope to work on next time when it comes to historical film events?
Well, I'm planning actually a movie about the silent movie days.
Okay.
Because I think when you're like me, like working now 40 years in films.
Yeah.
I want to just make a love letter to the job I have. It's such a pleasure to make movies. And it's such a cool thing to do. And I want to just do a love letter to what I do.
Awesome. Okay, well, Roland, thank you so much for joining us today. Folks, be sure to catch Midway. That's coming into theaters Friday, November 8th. It's just in time for the Veterans Day weekend. So I'm Michelle Noel with director Roland Emmerich, and we'll hope to see you guys next time. Hey everyone, Michelle Noel here at the USS Midway in San Diego. We're here to check out the new exhibit tour here and chatting with the cast from Midway. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the show. Soak up some history. There's a lot to learn here.
Battle of Midway tells the story of those young heroes and the families that were involved in the Battle of Midway. And with that, we will transition and bring up the president of the Midway Foundation, Dan. Doing phenomenal things, and that really those that don't know, our focus is to fund organizations that support veterans, military.
Well, it's like about 20 years or more than 20 years now since I did Independence. A lot has happened.
So, but yeah, I only went to base. Yeah, I went for dating. Well, my character was involved guns and not too long after.
Yeah, that's okay. All right, folks, that was a wrap. So thanks for watching our show. Be sure to catch Midway flying into theaters this Friday, November 8th, just in time for the Veterans Day weekend. I'm Michelle Noel over at the USS Midway, and hope to see you guys next time. Bye.
Oh my gosh, look at them. Oh wow, this is
Alright, I don't know if you guys noticed, but they're actually in the stimulator. Yeah.
You guys start early.
It's something really funny here.
He's like,
And they're about done.
oh, he's like, give me started.
They're like, get us out of here.
How was that flight, boys?
Have a good day, man. Appreciate you, man. Thank you.
How was it? Was it anything like the movie?
Awesome.
It was awesome. Oh my god. I said it was awesome. U.S. Cast of Midway. Shopping at the U.S. Midway gift shop. Classic. Check out my shades, y'all. Check out my shades, y'all. Alright folks, now we're at the gift shop, checking out some of these really cool stuff. A lot of memorabilia from Top Gun as well as Midway. And of course, the cast members are still back there. It's really crazy. Enjoy the show. Oh boy, here we go. Now we're gonna go in here. I have no idea how many times I've hurt my ankle. Oh my gosh. How's the flight? Just getting to know our pilots here.
Yep.
Letting us know what the ETA is. No, I'm just kidding. They're just little dummies. Alright folks, coming up next is the USS Midway tour. Alright folks, coming up next is the USS Midway Museum tour. But I also wanted to show you what the parking looks like. Plus the lighting is really good here. Oh my god, look at the little bathrooms!
Well, I'll have to finish my paperwork here. At the end of the day, I'm responsible to the Admiral and ultimately our Commander-in-Chief for everything that takes place on this ship, under some of the most challenging conditions.
Alright folks, coming up next is the USS Midway exhibit tour. But I also wanted to show you what the parking lot looks like.
About 12, 13 people here.
So cozy, but not cramped.
No, no. Just like some of them are just are moving back and forth when they're charging and so on. Okay. So here we are. We're in the pilot house now. I hear that? Excellent. Okay. So I'm the conning officer, and the first thing I do is tell everybody in here I'm the conning officer because this platform was used during World War II.
Here's a kind of a long track. This is a training command.